Donald Trump is in China for a high-stakes summit with President Xi Jinping. And while Trump lavishes praise on Xi, Chinese social media users are openly mocking Trump. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. Our economy might seem fairly rickety right now, but rest assured, Donald Trump is making bank as president. In his first year back in office, he and his family raked in roughly $4 billion. Although, in fairness, that's just a normal thing that all presidents do. We all remember that by the time Jimmy Carter left office, he had a Bugatti, a diamond pendant, and a 24-karat golden grill. Seriously, $4 billion in 1 year is insane. And it's not even from doing anything. It's not like the Trump boys figured out a way to provide energy by refining whatever oil is coming out of their heads. And that's right, I don't think it's greasy from what they put in. I think the grease is coming out. So the Trump family's been cashing in through government contracts and meme coins and shady crypto deals with foreign regimes, but things might be starting to turn around for the Trump brand.
All the way in Australia, any hopes of a new Trump Tower dashed because of Trump's war with Iran. This is what Eric Trump claimed would be the, quote, tallest building in Australia, a 91-story tower along Australia's Gold Coast. It was a $1.1 billion project, and guess what? It is scrapped. And here's what the developer said as to why. Quote, let's just say that with the Iran war and everything else, the Trump brand was increasingly toxic in Australia.
Do you know how bad it is for Australians to call you toxic? Everything there is toxic. The snakes, the spiders. If a bunny rabbit even wriggles its nose at you over there, there's no cure. You're a dead man. So Trump's brand is toxic across the world, which means it's the perfect time for the president to fly to China for a high-stakes meeting with America's #1 rival.
China has rolled out the literal and figurative red carpet for President Trump, welcoming him with this official ceremony. So much pomp and circumstance. There were these children holding flags and flowers.
Now, he might look out of it and confused, but it is a custom when arriving in China to stand there like you have no idea what's going on. With that said, I consider it a victory that he stood there like a tourist, not knowing which subway to get on, and didn't start dancing like he did when he landed in Malaysia last year. But you know what? Let's stick with the positives. I also consider it a victory that he didn't say anything weird or creepy about all the young people who were waiting to greet him.
I was particularly impressed by those children. They were happy. They were beautiful.
Oh, brother. The last time I saw so many young and beautiful children greet a plane, it was on an island. A friend's island, I'm not gonna say who, it's top secret. It's amazing how countries ramp up the pageantry for Trump, knowing full well that's all he's gonna remember from the trip. South Korea gave him a golden crown, Saudi Arabia gave him a mobile McDonald's Trump, which Trump immediately hitched to the back of Air Force One. And in China, McDonald's has menu items that would blow Trump's mind, like the Spam and Oreo burger or the Coca-Cola chicken. Can you imagine if Trump finds out they have chicken covered in Coca-Cola? I honestly think he'd never come back. So Trump got the usual fanfare, but the reception was less noteworthy than who Trump brought along for the trip.
Guess where Trump's adult son Eric is right now? Well, he's with his father in China.
According to the Financial Times, Eric Trump traveled with the U.S. delegation to China while a business group connected to the Trump family is pursuing a deal there.
Why is Eric Trump on an official presidential trip? Just imagine the right-wing freakout if Hunter Biden had gone with Joe on a trip to China during Biden's presidency. And at least Hunter would have a great time. I mean, say what you want about the guy. Guy knows how to party. If they ever do a White Lotus in Beijing, they should cast Hunter Biden as himself. He's definitely the kind of dude Portia would meet and fall in love with, but then she'd find out that Tanya had a relationship with Joe and it would ruin everything. I'd watch those two just talk to each other for hours. I love you, Tanya. Oh, I'm not kidding around. Oh, my God. Still got it. Still got it. Been a while, still got it. For comparison, just listen to Eric Trump describe his idea of a chill night at home.
You can send $500 million worth of Bitcoin on a Sunday night at 11 p.m. while having a glass of wine with your wife for virtually zero fees.
So if you're feeling it at the gas pump, that should cheer you up. Also, I know this isn't the headline here, but 11 o'clock is too late to have wine. No one drinking wine at 11 isn't waking up with a headache, and I can only imagine how much worse that headache is when you look at your phone and you say, I spent $500 million to who? But if you're worried that Eric Trump might be lonely on this trip, fear not. The Trumps are joined by some of their billionaire bros.
Trump said he will ask Xi to open up China and brought a large entourage of American CEOs with him, including Elon Musk, Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, and Apple's Tim Cook.
Oh my God, that sounds like the worst guy's weekend ever. Maybe you guys should invite Hunter Biden just to lighten things up. Can you imagine Hunter hanging out with this crew of nerds? He'd be like the college freshman back home for a break talking to his little brother's high school friends. Yeah, I was at a party drinking beer, and then I went in the closet with a girl and she took her top off. Oh my God, is that true? If I ever saw a girl with her top off, I'd be so excited I'd jump for joy. But I just hope Elon Musk comports himself well. This trip is a high-stakes summit between two geopolitical rivals during a time of major global conflict. We need statesmen, people who can project dignity and poise. Elon, all you need to do is attend the state banquet and be normal.
A fundamentally different posture than what it was under Joe Biden. You know, we kind of broke the story about Hunter Biden and his business deal with this $1.5 billion joint venture with the Chinese Communist Party.
What the are you doing, dude? What are you, whistling for your imaginary friend to come save you from Tim Cook? You look like an 8-year-old who's ruining the family Christmas card. Elon, please, we're sending this to all of our friends. Oh, joke's on you. I don't have any friends, except for Daniel, that is. Come, Daniel. Weird behavior is not helpful because there's a serious point to this trip. Donald Trump promised to confront China over everything from trade to AI to war. He's not there to make faces and play games. He's there to kick ass and forget names, and the GOP is completely on board.
China has been ripping off the United States for many years.
China's been ripping us off for many years, so maybe something should be thought about, you know, a little bit of retribution. Well, if China does that, China's going to have big problems, okay?
You name the allies of China, they're all dirtbags. They're aligned with the worst people in the world. They're buying oil cheaply from Iran, keeping their war machine going. All I'm asking China to do is help us open up the Strait of Hormuz, help us stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. If you help us, I will be very grateful. If you don't help us and you continue to prop up these regimes, I will do business with you on Monday and put tariffs on you on Tuesday.
I'll do business with you on Monday and put tariffs on you on Tuesday. Then I'll have dinner with you on Wednesday and challenge you to a duel on Thursday. Then I'll buy you a drink on Friday and I'll slash your tires on Saturday. And then I'll send you $500 million in Bitcoin on Sunday. Not because I want to, but because I had too much wine. Then I'm gonna call you and ask if you'd send it back, because I don't have that kind of money. But you ain't gonna answer my call. And then my Meemaw's gonna start to laugh at me and say, what happened, Lindsay? You get taken for a fool again? And I'll yell, shut your trap, you old sea monster! If it wasn't for me, ain't nobody would wash your underthings. So you heard them. Trump's going to China to stand up to Xi and deliver one message: the free ride is over. You've met your match, and you better do what we say, or you're going to have big problems.
We're going to have a fantastic future together. Such respect for China, the job you've done. You're a great leader. I say it to everybody. You're a great leader. Sometimes people don't like me saying it, but I say it anyway because it's true. I only say the truth. It's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to be your friend. And the relationship between China and the USA is going to be better than ever before. We've had a fantastic relationship. We've gotten along. When there were difficulties, we worked it out. I would call you and you would call me.
Dude, what happened to standing up to China? He's like your buddy who finally works up the courage to dump his girlfriend, and you see him the next day and he's like, guess who's engaged? In fact, while Trump was slathering praise all over Xi and going on about their fantastic relationship, Chinese censors were quietly letting mockery of Trump run rampant on the internet.
Trump is about to meet with Chinese leader Xi Jinping tonight, a high-stakes meeting which is being mocked across China. And Beijing's strict censors are letting the ridicule go viral, which is a statement in and of itself. I mean, here's some of the comments that are viral. This, they'll look up to us from now on. Here's another, Trump came to China. We won the tariff war. And then this, Trump, you're welcome to visit China and learn from us. Then there's also this. The U.S. is no longer a country that we look up to. We can now compete with them with confidence and strength. The U.S. economy is in bad shape. Then this, Trump has been blustering Iran for so long, yet hasn't bought them a real victory. America has lost its swagger. They're nothing but a paper tiger.
What happened to the fantastic relationship? I mean, China gave Trump a lavish greeting while quietly mocking him behind his back, although internet memes and posts are hardly behind Trump's back. They're mocking him where he's most likely to see it. This is like Tigger writing, "Pooh is dumber than a rock," and putting it in a jar of honey. Trump loves to play tough, but when it comes down to it, he buckles because all he cares about is flattery, fanfare, and self-enrichment. Americans are suffering, but he's making bank. It turns out the Trump family has been
ripping off the United States for many years.
This has been A Closer Look.